Welcome to Xtra, presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. You can follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Be sure to follow Xtra on Twitter at Xtra VDG. Check out the website as well. That is xtra.vdgsports.com. Once again, that is xtra.vdgsports.com. YouTube as well. VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share, or do whatever it is you do there. Comment if you may, comment if you must. I like to play and I like to trust. There was no reason for the rhyme. There was no reason for the rhyme, but only for me to say this. This episode is not, is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, everything in between. Basically, what I'm thinking, what I'm not thinking, what I'm doing, what I'm not doing, what I'm saying, what I'm not saying, pics, photos, whatever it is all things Vince. And yes, I have upped the ante. There are going to be 2 of these dropped each week. Don't know what days, except for Saturday will definitely be one day, period. But don't know when the other day will be, but it's going to always be Saturdays. Always released on Saturdays for sure. The other day will vary up until the point where I have released just about everything because I am behind. I am seriously behind, but no worry. Don't worry, because this is a no judge zone, and we will get there. We will get there. Noobs, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you for giving me a chance. Thank you for giving me a shot. That's all I can ever ask for is a chance and an opportunity. You've given me that. Thank you. Many thanks. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, we do what we do. Regs, this feels like every single day, but it's not every day. It feels that way because of our special, unique bond that we have. The special, unique bond that we share. We have no words for it. We don't know what to call it, but we just feel it in our being and we know it's true. Therefore, it is what it is up until the point somebody come up with a name for it, and then we will say it, or some word combination for it. Non-verbal communicating peeps. I just want to give you a shout out. We communicate non-verbal. You know, I don't have to do this, but I do it so everyone else can know, so everyone else cannot misremember, so everyone else can be able to recall the things that we share. And that's that non-verbal communicating skill set. Regs, go ahead and level up so you can be on that too. Noobs, if you're still here, become a reg and then level up to that point too. I'm going to keep this short. I am going to attempt to keep this short. How ever angelic bird-like voice. However, there was definitely a direction that I wanted to go. There's definitely a direction where I wanted to steer, but top of mind, it's not there. It's not there top of mind. I've been busy like a bee, like a worker bee, working out the bugs, making sure everything is up to snuff making sure everything is on a higher level, and that all of the effort and all of the work is progressing and working out, and the bugs are out of the system, whether it's things not working properly or correctly the first time and just doing it over and over and over and figuring out where are the hiccups, where is it going wrong, where is the error, a. And I feel as though we reached a point where all of that's been pretty much taken care of. All of that's been pretty much handled. It's in the bag. Most of the bugs are gone, except for there's one reoccurring bug that continuously happen, and it's just gonna be a work through until the software gets upgraded. And when will the software gets upgraded? I don't know, because I have not reached out to the company. I haven't called them up. I haven't said, hey, you do understand that there's a bug and you need to fix it. But I'm not gonna approach it that direction, because I feel as though they already know, since I found a workaround for the bug. I found a workaround for the bug on the interwebs. So everyone else know it's a known issue. And there have been many suggestions and many things to get around this issue, to get around this commonly known issue, this commonly known bug. And I've been doing that. Hopefully I don't forget, or it doesn't catch me slipping. Hopefully I don't forget, and this does not catch me slipping. There's one thing to be caught slipping, and there's another thing to just be completely and utterly clueless about something that you should know. Clueless about something you should know. Clueless about something you should know. And that definitely reminded me, or reminds me, of this one time. You probably could go back and check the historical documents for this, but I'm not going to go into detail. I'm not going to go into depth on the level I went to it on when I previously done this, because I want to look at this from a different angle, a different point of view, more of a probably what not to do, or not remembering, but remembering, or just ending up in a good place from a bad place. If that makes sense, don't worry, because it makes no sense to me either. And this was the time where the night started off with me having a contest with one of my buddies, one of my pals, and let me just say, I lost the contest. Even if I would have won, I lost. Even if I would have won, I lost, and enough time has been by, and I'm definitely protecting the guilty in the game, but they know who they are. They know who they are. And I mentioned this before about me waking up in the hallway of my hotel room, waking up in the hallway of my hotel room with, I guess, the medics, ambulance, or what have you, were there about to take me away or do something. I don't recall. But I guess I'm not going to bring that story up again. You can go back and check the historical documents. I'm going to refer to how I got there. There's a space of time that needed some time to go by before I brought this up. And so now I think I'm ready to bring it up. I think I'm ready to just go ahead and exercise the demons, or the bugs, fleas. You pick, you choose. This is your adventure. I'm just the narrator. Okay, so I'm just gonna fast forward through a lot of stuff. Made a bet with one of my buddies. It was a drinking game. Let's just say I lost, to keep the story moving. I lost, And we went to a game, went to the game, had more adult beverages at the game, watched the game. Everything was fine. Everything was fun. I can remember, I can recall up until that point. Then after the game, because the game was, or the stadium was close to the nightlife, basically. And so after the game, left the stadium and then just indulged in the nightlife. One of my buddies decided, it was a little too much. It's time to go. It's time to bounce. It's getting late. Smart idea. Smart idea. But me and my other pal, we decided to just continue on. We decided to continue on. We ended up meeting some young ladies. No, we did not go home with these young ladies. There was just more, we met some young ladies and I guess danced and do what you do at nightclubs or do what you do in the club or do what you do in a lounge. I can't really recall what kind of establishment it was per se, but it seems as though it wasn't a full out nightclub because there was a bar and there was like workarounds and it definitely was a nightclub. I've been in my share of a nightclub and this was not a nightclub. This was more like a lounge kind of scene. It was that. So fast forward even a little past that when it's time to go get food, because who goes home without stopping to get food to soak up the adult beverages afterwards? Who does not stop and get food to soak up the adult beverages before you go home? That is like a given. That is like step one, or it's in 101 of adult beverages, 101 in adult beverages. And that's course 101. That happened, and it was a place, a well-known place. I think it was it was a well-known place. Most of you may know Waffle House, others may not know, but it's just like a place where they serve breakfast. I'm not sure if they serve any kind of other food there, because every time I go there, every time I end up there, it's usually breakfast and it's usually after adult beverages. So now you kind of know. Now you kind of know. Or you kind of can assume the area that we're in. Waffle House, breakfast. Okay. I don't know how we managed to find a Waffle House, but we managed to find a Waffle House. Yay. Yay. But here's the thing. We're able to find a Waffle House, but this Waffle House was like so far away from where we initially were, so far away from pretty much everything else. This Waffle House was like a walk and a half. And yes, you guessed it. We walked. Because what else you gonna do? We didn't have a vehicle because adult beverages was involved. We didn't live in this area because we were going, visiting, seeing a team play. It wasn't my team. It wasn't my friend's team, but it was the other friend's team. So it was a friend of a friend team that we decided to go to. But we ended up walking. There was no taxis. There was no public transportation. There was no Uber, Lyft, or any of that was available, or maybe it was available. But either me or him decided that walking was the best answer. Walking would make you feel more alive. I can't recall how long that walk was. I just know at some point my feet started hurting. So you can just imagine how long that walk was. And it was definitely not on the highway, but it was highway adjacent. It definitely was not on the highway, but it was highway adjacent. So we finally get to this spot. Bunch of food is ordered, assuming that we're going to be able to finish and be able to eat all this food. We're able to eat most of it, able to consume most of it, but it was a large portion of it that just kind of got guzzled down, that just kind of got swallowed whole, that just kind of got Okay, I'm not gonna leave this because it needs to be eaten. But you could have took some of that with you. But you could have took something with you. Yeah, could have. Didn't know how long the walk was gonna be from there to the hotel. How long was the walk going to be? So getting a doggy bag or some kind of bag to take the rest home, that was just out of the question. That was just out of the question because the walk there was extremely long that the dogs were barking. The walk there was extremely long that the cats were meowing. From there, back to the hotel. From there, back to the hotel before I go to sleep on the hotel floor. From there back to the hotel, it was an extremely long walk. How long? I can't recall. I just know we looked up at the sky and followed the stars and just used all kinds of old school mechanisms to eventually get back to the hotel because what's the point of having a smartphone when your smartphone battery is dead? This event took place in the early morning until the end of the next early morning. And battery life is only so long. So my phone battery died about 4, 5 hours before the even thought about going back to the hotel. So my battery was dead. And it's a good thing that I didn't know because I'm just going to throw my hands up. I didn't know. I couldn't tell you the stars. It's a good thing that my friend knows the stars and the skies and all that stuff. And we managed to, by deduction or managed to, by deducing and getting to the hotel eventually. And I don't know, did we ask somebody? I can't recall. I cannot recall. And I don't want to rely on my memory for this. I do not. I just know that we eventually got back there. And we eventually got back there. I was so tired. I was so tired and so sleepy. I just decided to just sit down by the door of what I thought was my room, but it wasn't my room. I was one floor down. I should have been one floor up. And I just kind of went, I went to Betty bye-bye. I went took a nap. I went to take a nap because the book behind my eyelids was saying, or it was reading extremely well. It's like, you did a good job of getting back here. You did a good job of getting food. You did a good job of dancing and having a good old time. Now it's time it's time for your reward. Now it's time for your reward. And the reward was I actually had people care. I actually had people care about me and my well-being because when I woke up, when I was getting tapped on the shoulder, somebody was asking me, was I okay? And I was like, yes, I am okay. Well, what are you doing out here? Um, I was going to go to my room, but I did not remember the room number. And being woken up or being awakened by I guess security slash police and having an ambulance and a stretcher waiting, that kind of just made things, that kind of just set things, put things in perspective. Because I really did not recall where my room was. But lucky me, my friend saw or was up at the time as well and managed to escort me to my room. And that was the end of that. And that was the end of that. But the amazing thing about this, the thing that just gets me every time when I look back on this moment is using the stars to find the way home or back to the hotel, using the stars, finding the way back You can't always rely on technology. Technology is not going to be around. You still got to know the old school ways. You still got to know the old school methods. Like, don't make rookie mistakes. Don't make rookie mistakes. And that's adult beverages 201. 101 pass. 201, not that night. Not that night.